There is a moment. It arrives quietly. There is no anger in it, no dramatic heartbreak, just clarity. One day you realize that people may not value you in the way you believe they did. The effort you gave, the patience you showed, the sacrifices you made when no one was watching may not have been felt with the same weight. And this realization doesn't happen all at once. It doesn't come with a breakup. It doesn't come with rejection. It comes with a pattern, with a repeating silence, with that invisible imbalance where you are always giving a little more, always understanding a little more. What's truly unsettling isn't that the other person didn't care. It's that you cared for so long without questioning whether it was mutual. Most of us grow up believing this. If I'm consistent, if I'm patient, if I'm emotionally open and supportive, I'll receive the same in return. But life teaches a simpler truth. Attention doesn't come back just because you give it. It only returns when there is willingness, readiness, and alignment on the other side. And when you see that, nothing shatters. Something clarifies. You stop romanticizing sacrifice. You stop believing endurance creates value. The thought, if I'm just a little more patient, they'll understand, dissolves. Most people don't focus on what you tolerated. They focus on what feels good to them. This isn't cruel. It's real. At first, there's a quiet disappointment, a subtle, how did I not see this? But then something stronger settles in. A calm distance. Not a cold distance. An honest one. You stop asking, why didn't they value me? And start asking, why did I accept imbalance for so long? That question doesn't produce blame. It produces boundaries. And boundaries are born from clarity, not anger. From that point on, change begins. You no longer feel responsible for initiating all the effort. You match energy. If there's reciprocity, you deepen. If there isn't, you step back. Without explanation, without drama, without ultimatums. Because now you understand, real connection cannot be forced. What must be forced is already weak. There's a paradox here. When you stop overcaring, you become more attractive. Because you're no longer trying to bend reality. You're accepting what is. If it happens, beautiful. If it doesn't, I keep moving. That isn't indifference. It's self-respect. Self-respect is quiet, but powerful. You begin to see that the attention you once gave so freely was partly driven by fear. Fear of losing. Fear of being alone. Fear of being replaced. And when fear dissolves, the need to overgive dissolves with it. You realize giving more didn't make you secure. It didn't make you irreplaceable. It only made you predictable. And what is constantly available is rarely protected. At this stage, the inner urgency fades. Message analysis stops. Tone interpretation stops. The "did something change?" loop ends. If attention decreases, you don't blame yourself. You accept that alignment has shifted. Misalignment is not rejection. It's information. Early information. You stop investing in potential. Maybe they'll change. Maybe they're not ready. Maybe with time. Instead, one question replaces them. What exists right now? You focus on reality, not possibility. Because hope, without structure, is just postponement. Another shift happens. You stop fearing solitude. You realize being alone is more peaceful than staying inside an imbalanced connection. This isn't isolation, it's choice. You connect, but without losing yourself. You understand, but without sacrificing yourself. You listen, but without carrying someone else's chaos. Empathy no longer includes self-betrayal. Over time, you see this too. Being constantly open, constantly understanding, constantly available wasn't virtue. Unconditional accessibility doesn't create value. Boundaries do. Where there are boundaries, there is respect. Where there is respect, there is balance. Without balance, connection doesn't last. You stop trying to decode mixed signals. What is mixed is not clear, and you no longer stay where there is no clarity. You don't chase. You don't convince. You don't exhaust yourself trying to be understood. Those who want to understand you make the effort, and then something shifts. Peace is no longer a temporary state. It becomes your baseline. Fewer people enter your life, but the ones who do are solid. Less talking, less dramatic highs and lows, less mental noise, more balance. And eventually, you realize this. When you stop overcaring, your heart doesn't harden. It becomes conscious. Love is no longer a prize to be earned or something obtained through endurance. Love is a space where both people are ready. You don't force the unready. You open yourself to the ready. This is not a story of becoming cold. It's a story of becoming free. You no longer live waiting for someone to choose you. You live aligned with yourself. And that alignment makes you calmer, stronger, and more selective. You don't care blindly anymore. You care consciously. And conscious love protects you. And when it is truly mutual, it deepens. The rest quietly filters itself out.